So do you think that it actually makes perfect sense that the stock market is hitting record high after record high at the same time that gold is hitting record high after record high?
It depreciates the value of money, and then it costs, because everybody, it's all about a storehold of wealth. What is your storehold of wealth? Currency should be a medium of exchange and a storehold of wealth. But when you have so much debt, that debt is money and money is debt. And so for those reasons, when you have such a supply of debt and debt instruments, and it's not an effective storehold of wealth, it's natural to go to an alternative storehold of wealth, which is why we're going to harder currencies. And of course, gold is the most fundamental of those, not only because of the many years, but even there, it's, as they say, it's the only asset that somebody can hold that you don't have to depend on somebody else to paying you money for it. Through history and now, there are 5 big forces that are interrelated and generally transpire in cycles as I described. You give credit, and if that credit it'll produce debt, but if it produces an income that is good enough to pay the debt, it's a healthy system. But when it produces more debt and more debt service payments, that squeezes out the spending, and that produces a problem. The second cycle related to that, because money and wealth have political and social effects, is that there becomes big differences in wealth and values. So when there are big differences in wealth and values, and the people feel that the system isn't working for them, you see greater political polarity between the left and the right. Droughts, floods, and pandemics have actually killed more people than wars, and actually led to more ends of the previously mentioned cycles than anything else. The developments of new technologies is what has raised living standards over time, which you can see in terms of life expectancies and per capita GDP. And of course, the development of new technologies now. To me, these all look like watching the same movie over and over again, except people use different technologies and they have different clothes and so on. But they look so much alike. So I think that this is pretty much looking like the typical problem.